Hi, I'm Laura and welcome to the channel. Well, today we're going to talk about women empowerment because I'm here to tell you that I think it's a lot of talk and not a lot of action. So before I made the video today, I checked out the following hashtags on social media: women empowered, women empowerment, women supporting women, on and on and on. Millions and millions and millions of times those hashtags have been used. But I don't think we believe that it's really true. I think women in general are very hard on other women. And and maybe that whole women empowerment thing is good for the goose, but not for the gander. We love women empowerment and women's success and women supporting each other when we're the one being supported. But do women truly support other women? Now, a lot of the gals I know have been talking about this lately, and it's interesting. I was listening to a podcast and they referenced an article in Vanity Fair. So I pulled up Vanity Fair online. It was an article written by a writer named Savannah Marshall, and she was interviewing the actress Sydney Sweeney. And it was getting a lot of buzz. A lot of people were talking about it because Sydney said that women empowerment was basically a bunch of malarkey. I'm paraphrasing, but she said that as young talent comes up, they are criticized rather than mentored. And isn't that really the story of how women treat each other? As one woman is climbing the ladder, there's always someone at the bottom, generally another woman, kind of shaking it so you don't get up quite as fast. Women seem to naturally fall into patterns of jealousy and of envy of other women's success. It was interesting. I'll share a quick story. So there's a woman who lives in my area. She's lived here for quite a while. She's quite a few years younger than me, and she was very, very active in the community. A lot of volunteer work, a lot of philanthropy, supporting our local ISD, always at all the chamber lunches. Everyone seemed to know her, and I will tell you, everywhere she went, she had great personality. Everyone wanted their picture taken with her. She was kind of a magnet for other people. And ironically, she decided to open her own business. And I don't know if I was still mayor at the time or maybe I had just left office, but I wanted to make a point of going to her ribbon cutting because I thought everyone would be there, right? It'd be great to catch up with so many people that, I don't normally get to see in my day in and day out routine. I was actually pretty shocked at how few of these women who I thought were her friends or at least friendly acquaintances, how few of them showed up for her ribbon cutting. And it was a big deal. She had a caterer. It was all out. Now, a lot of the men, a lot of the businessmen in town, chamber members, other business owners, a lot of people were there. But this core group of about 20 women that I can kind of put my finger on that normally are around her, want to sit with her, want to get their picture taken with her, they weren't there. Maybe one or two of them dropped in, but the others were not there. So fast forward, probably a year, at least a year. Sunday afternoon, I get a phone call, and I saw her name come up on my phone, which was kind of strange. She's not someone who I chat with, on the telephone. I run into her rarely. Her business had been open for quite a while at this point. I'm guessing, it must have been close to a year, maybe not quite. And she was a little distraught on the phone and said, I need some advice. She said, I really worked hard kind of building a network in the community. I supported other businesses. I especially supported other women-owned businesses. I got my hair done, my nails done, spent my money with local women-owned businesses. And over time, these women kind of became my allies, my friendly acquaintances. Some of them even, friends, not great friends, but friends, colleagues. And she was so hurt by how few of them had supported or were supporting her new business. And this is from the outside looking in, this is a really likable woman. She's a decent, kind woman. And I always thought that that's why people were drawn to her. And the more I thought about it, and I'll tell you, I shared this with her. I told her, I think they're jealous of your success. I think they're jealous of how hard you work, of how you pour your heart and soul into everything that you do. But they liked you when you were one of them. And when you decided to get on the ladder and climb higher, they didn't like that. And this ties into a very good book that I read a couple of years ago. Again, I heard it discussed on a podcast. They referenced the book. I went and got it, and it's really stuck in my head. An Australian author wrote a book called Tall Poppies. Her name is, I wrote it down, Susan Mitchell, back in 1984. And basically, the book is critical of groupthink and how you get cut down for standing out, and how women don't like that, and we're trained as little girls, right, to not do anything that rises us above the level of everyone else. Think of the field of red poppies in The Wizard of Oz, right? Every poppy exactly the same height. And it's funny, about 2 years ago, I took my mother to the Chelsea Garden Show in London, and they had a display, quite a large display of red poppies. And shockingly, every one of the poppies was almost exactly the same height. So it must be Mother Nature. It must be some way of protecting the field. But what was interesting is in this book, she shares that when a red poppy grows taller than the rest of the poppies in the field, that the other poppies will strangle it. Just think about that. That's what we do to other women. We like the balance. We want everyone to be the same, have the same, and then when one gets a little more than us or reaches up higher or has a success, we strangle them. And we strangle them, sometimes by backstabbing them and talking bad about them behind their back, but we also strangle them by not being supportive, by not going out of our way to congratulate, to be there for them, to show up. Women do it to each other over and over and over again. Men don't. We've all heard of the good old boys club. Well, we've never heard of the good old girls club, and there's a reason for that. Women are extremely hard on each other, much harder on other women than we are on men. So we like to talk about women empowerment. It makes us feel good. Women supporting women, women-owned businesses. But you may be someone who is supportive of businesses that are owned by women, and you may be someone who lifts up other women, but I'm going to tell you, for every one of you, there are thousands and thousands of women who do not support other women. They tell each other that they do. And I'll give you another example, something that bugs me so much, and I bet it's the same in every single community, no matter where you live. But if a woman has a big success, there's very little clapping, congratulations, go team go. But if the same woman has something tragic, bad, horrible happen in her life, an illness, a death, people go crazy, commenting, liking, can I drop off food? Can I do this? Can I do that? What can I do? I want to be there to support you. Support, support, support. I want to be there to support you in your time of need, but I don't want to be there to support you in your time of succeed. We're teaching ourselves and each other to not be special, to not be unique, to worry about what other people will say, what other people will think, what other people will do behind our backs. If we reach higher, if we try and don't make it, will they laugh at us, or will they be there with a shoulder, a pat on the back to say, good try? So many of us have experienced not being supportive when we've either had a big success or strived to do something. That, like I said in the book, we often find ourselves getting to the top and just hunkering down, pulling up the ladder as fast as we can, not wanting to risk giving up any of our turf because it took us so long, and we feel like in many ways we did it without a lot of support. So instead of reaching a hand down to help the next woman up, we pull that ladder up. And a lot of women find themselves being okay with being out of the limelight, being mediocre. Yeah, the limelight isn't for everyone. Absolutely not. But if it keeps you from doing something that you want to do, that you really want to try for, because you're worried about what others might think or say or do behind your back, if it makes you feel like the tall poppy with all the other poppies coming at you to strangle you, then that's going to get in your head. It's going to keep you from accomplishing the great things that you're capable of accomplishing. So next time when someone uses the hashtag, women empowered, women supporting women, women empowerment, let's make sure it means something, and let's make sure that we're putting our actions where our heart is. Well, thanks for listening. I'm glad you stopped by the channel. I hope you'll subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.